Hey everyone, this is Austin Schur here with We Write About Music, and today I'm speaking with Liam Horne. He has an unbelievably catchy new song out. It's called Paradise, and I'm super excited to talk to him all about it. Liam, thank you so much for being here. How's it going? What's happening in your world?
It's going great. Thank you so much for having me. Life is pretty great. I am dropping music again finally, like
Yeah,
you
man. Looks like it's
mentioned that
been a little bit.
it's been a good couple of years. But hopefully, I'm back with a vengeance and leading with the song Paradise, like you just mentioned. Yeah, I'm really happy about this one. So life's going pretty good right now.
I can imagine. I mean, listen, obviously there's been so much going on in your life, um and it's tough for artists to kind of come back from a hiatus. Some people, they're always writing stuff down, they're always creating demos or whatever it is, but even for like major artists, you're like, oh, they've been gone for like 5, 6, 7 years, and I don't know, the song back is kind of rusty. This is the complete opposite. Like, this song right off the bat is so wonderfully produced, it sounds amazing, your voice is killer. And like I said before we started recording, it has been stuck in my head relentlessly from the moment I clicked play for the first time. Um, so I
I'm
mean,
not
yeah,
you. I apologize.
no, it's okay. I guess a couple things. What was going on during that break, and then I guess what inspired the writing of this song?
Well, first of all, during the break, I think what you said first is really great. Sometimes, it's very hard to come back per se after
Yeah,
a big hiatus, but I believe, most artists, if they really do music for the love and music's in them, they'll be doing music every day. So when you are
yeah,
on your hiatus, you should still be doing your craft. You should still be making things.
right.
What the hard part is getting back in touch with your audience because,
Yes.
people are so quick to move on
Dude,
or
people move on too quickly. The loyalty in music is the worst.
well, also the access to new artists is growing so much these past few years.
Exactly.
Uh, every every consumer has something new to find. So it's how do you make yourself new whilst also having a past, whilst not, neglecting all your past work.
Yeah.
So for me, I just this past if you look at my YouTube, I've still been posting, I've still been doing little things here, cover videos here and there, but I wasn't really in the best position back 4 or 5 years ago. So I decided to just, do what I could with the time and the creativity that I had, which was YouTube covers. And then it wasn't until I had separated from my management, I had separated from my previous record deal with Capitol Records,
Sure.
and I was at a Christmas party singing a song on karaoke, and
Nice.
Brian Kennedy happened to be at the same party, and he heard me sing, and he said to Rick Margolis, who was throwing the party. He's the CEO of Silo Records.
Hmm.
Also, his son is a producer who I'm very, very, very close with and really good friends with. His name is Alone. So we were all at this Christmas party, and I'm singing karaoke. And Brian said to Rick, who is this? What's going on? Like, this isn't just regular karaoke.
Sure.
And Rick was like, "Oh, that's just Liam. That's my boy. He's a singer from Scotland." And Brian was like, "I would really love to set up a meeting. He's got a crazy voice.
Boom.
Love to have him come over to my studio." A few weeks go by, we go to Brian's studio, and it just kicked off. He was playing me his music. I played him some of my music that I've done,
Sure.
and the relationship just blossomed. And I was lucky enough to have him want to create this whole project with me. And that's how the production of Paradise came about. The story of Paradise, you know, uh, during my stay here in Los Angeles, I come across so many young men and women in relationships that don't really lead anywhere, but they're blinded because of the sensation of now.
Yes.
Happened when a really close friend of mine, she got into this relationship, and I was someone she confided in. She would share text messages with me, share phone calls with me because she, just didn't really feel secure in what she was getting into. And, I'm a big believer in letting people walk their path. So, I would talk and try and give the best advice I could. But a couple weeks later, I found myself in the studio with Brian. He was playing this beautiful piano piece, and I was like, I think I could write something to this. Let me jump in the booth. I go into the booth, I start singing, and Paradise comes out. And she
Nice,
was in my
man.
head all day, so it reflected on what she was going through, and that's how Paradise came around. Really, just seeing someone go through something I didn't like.
That's an awesome story. And I actually just want to go back to something. Being being discovered, not discovered, but I guess rediscovered by singing karaoke to Christmas party is like 99.9% of karaoke singers' dreams come true. Because so many people get up there and they assume like, maybe they've had a couple drinks or whatever it is. They think they have the voice of an angel. And then, they get like a little applause here and there, and the next person comes up. But the fact that this turned into something is like a literal dream.
It really was because you don't expect it to go anywhere, right? So you're not
No,
singing to
you're
try.
doing it for the love of the game. Like you're just,
Yeah, you're singing to have fun, and that's when you'll really see a real person in their element when they're doing something solely in the moment just for the fun of it.
right.
So I wouldn't have wanted to be seen in any other spotlight than that element. It was really a blessing,
Totally.
such a blessing, and such a rare occurrence. That's why I treated this so importantly, and jumped back into it so hard. I was just very honored to like even just talk to him about music. Brian has always been someone I've looked up to in music since the Rihanna days when he was producing
Yeah.
for Rihanna, and he's somebody that's always been spoken about in the circles that I've been in. So to actually be in his circle with the focus on me was just so surreal and filled me with so much drive and hope to go forward. So he
Right.
was a
And
huge
it,
big.
yeah, it sounds like it was a pretty collaborative effort too. I mean, maybe like the bones of the song were put together, but obviously you got in there and sort of shifted it the way that it was. And I'm sure that you've worked with other producers before. I guess how did this experience differ from others in terms of like getting in there and having an open forum to do whatever you want and what you think served the song best?
Wow, that's an awesome question. Well, I think what was different with Brian was he wasn't trying to steer the boat per se. There was no destination in the
Yeah.
beginning. Every producer that I've worked with, we've always had like a reason to be working together. We've always
Right.
had a goal to reach, whether that was on their end or my end. Um, what was different with Brian was he invited me over to just be in the studio just to see how I was in a
Yeah.
studio environment. He never invited me over on the promise of we're going to make this incredible album. I'm going to bring this song in.
Right. Right. Yeah.
This whole thing. He was like, "Hey, dude, I just want to meet you and like hear about you." And
Totally.
it took a lot of weight off my shoulders and let me go into it with a different outlook than I would
Oh
with
man.
somebody just in it for the professional aspect.
Totally. I think for any artist, that's kind of the dream come true. You're going into a very low stakes situation where it's like if you were like, okay, I had this big meeting with this big producer and like I'm freaking out because I don't know what to do and I want to impress him. But the fact that you get in there and things organically happen, and I'm not just saying this to stroke your ego, but like I feel like the end result kind of comes out with an organic and natural feeling song that at the end
Well,
of the day is like I mentioned, and I'll mention it again, is so damn catchy. But but truly like you can feel it in your delivery, you can feel it in just like all of the instrumentation. It's not trying too hard, it's not trying to be something that it isn't. And at the end of the day, it's not overbearing. I think it still kind of allows your lyrics to shine through without being distracted from everything else. Um, and that's another thing that I'd love to talk about here is the lyricism because obviously it's born from a personal situation that you witnessed happen. Where does your songwriting come from? Like, do you have a blueprint for how it comes about? How many final touches did you need to put in on it?
Well, I've been writing for a long time.
Yeah,
I was a child and would write stories and make up stories and write in books. And my mom's actually an incredible singer, and she's
nice.
a songwriter too. And from a young age, we would sit together in a cozy corner, have our notepads, and I would write like lyrics for lyric, for line, and try and show her. And we'd practice and practice. And my uncle is a very incredible songwriter. He wrote Skater Boy for Avril Lavigne. He
Oh,
wrote,
dude.
he did a lot of songs for Horne. He's worked with everyone. So he's actually the reason I came to Los Angeles in the first place.
Awesome.
His songwriting, I was around him for the longest time when I first came out here and around really, really incredible writers.
Sure.
I wanted to be that. So because I wanted to be
Yeah.
that, I would go home and just practice. And I have so many songs, some songs that are probably, well, not probably, some songs that are terrible. Some songs that are,
That's part of it though.
yeah, you
No
just have,
no one's getting in there. The Beatles aren't
yeah.
getting into the studio and writing perfect songs every time. It's like
What
the
matters
fun
is
part is picking out the bad ones from the good ones.
exactly, exactly.
For your
And
case, it's
I
staying
go and try.
consistent.
Exactly. I try and write maybe 4 songs a week. I'm really like
Yeah,
just to even just have as throwaways. Some people will never even hear. Just to try and keep working at your craft, keep practicing, and keep
totally.
sharpening your sword. I like to write. I like to write movies. I like to write short stories. I
Yeah,
write all my
man.
music video stories. I just love writing. So when it comes to music, I feel like having an instrumental behind it or being able to play music behind it makes the writing even easier. As opposed
Exactly.
to trying to write out a scene or write out a script,
Yeah,
or
man.
I just have to put on a song and open my mouth and sing what comes to me. It's easy, then put lyrics to it.
I love
It,
that. I mean,
it's free.
look at you're sitting in front of a piano right now. So I mean,
My little music corner we're
that's the
in.
way to do it. We're recording this at the beginning of the year, and I think the obvious question becomes what's next? What's planned? And what's 2026 looking like?
So 2026 for me is music, music, music. We just dropped the first release, Paradise. I plan to keep dropping singles. Paradise is the first of many, many songs Brian and I have created. We
Sick.
we're lucky enough to bring in James Fauntleroy, who is an incredible songwriter.
Sweet.
He writes for Bruno Mars all the time. He did the Die with a Smile for Bruno and Lady Gaga.
I mean,
Incredible
he
songwriter.
hit the jackpot with that one. Jeez.
I'm actually a huge fan of James. I would listen to James's music when I was 10 years old in Scotland. I
Nice.
love this man's music. So Brian happened to have a very good relationship with James, and Brian called James up and brought him in. So we have a whole project of songs that are being ready, being made, being mastered, getting ready to release. And I just hope that 2026 allows me a smooth rollout to have that happen. I plan
Yeah.
to 18 months drop a song.
Hell yeah. I mean, listen, that's the thing with the music industry is everything's up in the air at all times. You never know what's gonna happen. But
Yeah.
it goes back to staying consistent. I have a few more questions for you. I want to know, okay, hypothetically speaking, if someone were to listen to the song for the first time, where do you think is like the perfect setting to enjoy it?
Hmm. Okay. If
There's
you
no
have
right answer.
if you have a beach where you are,
Okay. A body of water.
happens to have a parallel running road, think PCH for California.
Sure.
You park alongside that road anytime.
Yeah.
Be mid-afternoon when the palm trees are fully in sun. It could be early in the morning with the sun coming up, or it could be sunset. You
Yeah.
sit beside a body of water, preferably the ocean. That might be the best setting, or neon lights through the downtown city where you're driving.
Oh, I like that too. Preferably late at night so that you're not sitting in traffic the entire time.
And
Would be
preferably
nice.
stand still with a view.
Love that. Love that. Um, The next would be, and again, you don't have to say too much if you don't want to, but I really like the sound, the tone, and like the genre blending of this song. Do you have plans to potentially experiment with something new, or do you find that you've maybe found your lane of what you like?
That's an amazing question. My first of all, my music creation, every song that I do comes from a place of what I listen to, and
Yeah,
it's what I
always.
relate to. Um, the music I create, I tend to relate while I listen to it.
Sure.
I really, really love hip hop music. Doesn't mean I'm a rapper, but it does mean I can add hip hop aspects to some drums that I do. So some songs I have
Exactly.
hard hitting drums.
Right.
Some of my favorite singers are soul singers, like Luther Vandross, Donny Hathaway, incredible soul singers. So
Yeah.
you might hear a blend of some hard hitting hip hop drums with some horns and synths and strings from some soul
Yeah.
with maybe a little modern rock because I have a raspy voice when I sing out.
No, I get it. I always say this, but it that goes back to the power of production. You know what I'm saying? Like people nowadays are not just making pop music or rock music. You can do anything you want because there's no rules, and I think everyone is ultimately encouraged to
Finally,
do these genre fusions, not only to attract a bigger audience, but because we're personally influenced by so much music. We have the opportunity to listen to anything within 5 seconds clicking on our phone. And it would be impossible for you to just make one sound. So the fact that everything is kind of making its way in, I think for you as like an independent artist, it doesn't pigeonhole you into making just one thing. Do whatever you want that makes you happy.
exactly, exactly. If
Totally.
you're not doing whatever music makes you happy, you're probably doing it for the wrong reasons.
Exactly. Yes. Don't make music for other people. You're the person putting all the time and energy and money into it to make the music that you'd want to put in the car. Like, what the hell are you doing? But
Exactly.
some people don't think that way, unfortunately. So it's all good. Um, Liam, my last question for you here, and take your time with it, is essentially for anyone that's going to discover you as an artist from this and they're going to listen to this song for the first time, is there an opening message that you'd like to tell them before they click the play button?
My message for this song, first of all, I have two messages. One message for this song, you know, uh, listen to it for yourself, reflect on yourself, reflect on your worth, and always give out what you receive. That's for this song. This is a reflection on ourselves, our relationships, and how we treat others. You can always react to how you're treated. That's all you can do. So that's my message for Paradise. My message overall for music in this album and this project is just, be patient with me. I just got back into this. I'm starting fresh with my team. My team are amazing, and I finally have the freedom to be creative. Just listen with no expectations, and my music's for you.
Great.
I'm trying to make something for everyone. That takes research and what people like.
Yes.
I'm trying to make songs for an audience while staying true to myself, and I don't want to exclude any audience. So I think just keep an open mind. That's my message.
That was an excellent answer. Um, Liam, once again, I want to thank you so much for taking the time. It means so much that you would take the time to speak with me. But before we wrap up, please let me plug your music one more time. So, if you have made it this far into the interview and you didn't know, I'm speaking with Liam Horne. The song is out. It's called Paradise. We will have the links everywhere so that you can listen, share, follow along, stay tuned for more. We're at the beginning of the year. I cannot wait to potentially have this conversation 6 months, 12 months from now, whenever it is. I'd love to talk to you again. And truly, man, thank you so much. It really means a lot.
Thank you so much. And I, like you said, I hope this happens again and we have so much more to talk about.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh my God. It's gonna be so much more. All right. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I hope to speak soon. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Goodbye.
See you, man. Bye bye.